Hey everyone, we're going to be starting here in a moment. Sorting out some stuff before we get started. Thank you for being here. Hello, Arrowverse Scenes, Anthony, Cal, Jordan, Kent. Welcome. B. Allen Hart, Gwendolyn, Robert, PM Productions. We'll be getting started in just a moment. Chill out for a second, and I'll be right back. All right, we have a guest that's going to be here soon. There you go. Music should be more manageable now. We have a guest that's going to be here in a few moments. I might get started though. Chat with you folks before they arrive. How's everybody doing? Hello, hello. All right, let's see here. If you are coming to the stream and you're wondering why you cannot chat, this is one of my monthly members-only chats. Let me change the banner. Actually, I made a banner for this. There we go. So if you would like to chat, you can sign up to become a Team Eric member and support the channel. You also get perks in the live chat, as well as some behind-the-scenes videos, things like that. And you support the channel another way. And there's 2 tiers. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. Also, there's polls in the community tab that you can become part of. There's all kinds of stuff. Check it out in the join feature. But everybody can watch. So we're not like keeping it from everyone. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and answer some of these questions while we wait here. Hope everybody's doing good. I know there's a lot of drama in the world, but let's try and step away from that for a moment and just have a chat here. Naruto with a question here, $5 super chat. Multiple times during Legends this week, I thought this feels like a series finale, but it's not because the season finale is next week. I haven't watched Legends. After that second Eobard Thawne episode, I just was like, you know what? There's a reason why I stopped watching this. No offense to people that like Legends. I know there's some people that love that show. That's fine. I'm not one of them. I feel like it's been running the same thing over and over and over again. It's a great character show. It's very character driven. and I can appreciate it for that. But yeah, I don't know. Is anybody still watching Legends? I'm curious. Anybody in the chat still watching Legends? Arrowverse, did you see that 8-7 synopsis just dropped? I'm a bit worried. So I looked for it before we came on. Oh, here we go. There we go.
What's doing? No, sorry, I was making some lunch.
That's okay. I just started. We've only been live for about 5 minutes. So 8-7 synopsis dropped. Did you see it yet?
Yeah, it's your mate, the Goldface episode.
Oh, well then there's nothing about Goldface that would not make me worried. So I mean, just Goldface.
You mean not get you excited?
Anything related to Amunet and Goldface, I'm gonna be like, maybe not that. I don't know. We'll see. Robert, I always curse the time difference, but always forget that it works the other way, and no one wants to do a live stream at 3, 4, and 5 when your demographic isn't.
I don't think you're speaking through your microphone.
I'm not? Is it weird? Let me see.
He meant to be, because it sounds like speaking through something else. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe I'm the one that's hearing things.
No, it says it's the right microphone. Is everybody else hearing me in a weird way?
It just sounds like you're like a bit of echo. Not echo, but like, it's bouncing off the walls.
How about now?
There we go. Back. Normal Eric. How are you going?
All I did was unselect it and reselect it. So I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
Okay.
He wasn't on that microphone, so it was glitching out.
That's really weird because I just did a video yesterday using this and it was fine. A little strange. Why are we so big on the screen? There we go.
Big time. That's why.
No, I guess not. Yeah, the time difference is kind of weird. I know that everybody the great thing about YouTube is once you upload a video, people can watch it whenever they want. So that's the beauty of it. But when you do a live stream, you kind of have to be mindful of that. Sometimes I'll be straight up, like it's like 4:00 in the morning my time, and I'm like, I want to go live, but then I'm like, how many people are going to be awake at 4:00? Watching my stream at 4:00 in the morning. I don't know.
What's the time there now?
It is 8:39 p.m. right now. So 4 a.m. my time would be what for you?
8 or 9 my time? At 9?
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure. Cal with a $1.99 super chat. How are you doing, Eric? I'm doing pretty good. Actually, so I don't know if I told you or not, but the main club that I work at, the building that it's in is getting demolished and turned into a parking lot. So we have to
Did you
move
say that's
somewhere.
an L or a W?
That's a huge L. That's a huge L. Because, okay, so I don't know how nightclubs are done in Australia, but here there's all kinds of different like designations for what a nightclub is. Some of them are bars in like, small corners of a town or something. Some of them are huge, like 2-story complexes or whatever. But some of them are just regular sized buildings in shopping centers here. And, where I've worked at 3 different places in this area, but all of them are the same. They're all inside of shopping center complexes. Well, because of COVID, a lot of the smaller businesses in that shopping center like closed. So the people that own it, that have to pay their rent, they weren't getting any money because there was no one there. It was like our club and a pizza place are the only things that are open there. That's because the pizza place delivers. So they were not.
So
really
what you're
affected.
saying, 2 clubs, an Eric and a pizza place?
Yes. Yeah, something like that.
90s joke, not relevant.
Don't know.
Boomer moment.
Yeah, I know. I got it. But yeah, so basically the owner that had it sold it to a new person, and the new person wants to sell that building and turn it into a parking lot so they can just make money from the city, which is a more reliable source of income, because the shopping center, you have to sort of wait to get tenants, and they're worried that that's not going to happen. So anyway, we're moving to another location, and so this week's been kind of a weird week, but it'll be like 6 to 9 months before that even happens. So it was just kind of like a slap in the face news or whatever. Laura, is anyone still watching Naomi? Or Noemi? Noemi. So honestly, and I've heard this from several people, I think this past episode was the tiebreaker for a lot of people, whether or not they keep watching. And I watched like 10 minutes of it and I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I just like basically tagged out. I'll watch it once it's done, like once the whole season is done, but I'm not going to watch it week to week. I don't know. Are you still watching it or no?
I'm still watching. I haven't watched this week's episode because even though Superman and Lois came back, I got out of that rhythm of watching Superman and Lois and then a few hours later watching Naomi when it came out on the streaming service. And until my phone went off, and because I got the Apple TV #Flex, it said, "Oh, new episode of Naomi is available." It sends you that if you. So I was like, "Oh, yeah, forgot about that." So I was gonna watch it last night, and then I ended up. What did I do? I can't remember. Oh, I don't even know what I did. Did something, but I did something last night, and I ended up not watching it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was watching a not a serial killer show, but it's like a true crime show.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I watched, but I watched that to go to sleep, so it wasn't necessarily active viewing.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to both Jordan and Naruto, who both became Team Eric members or upgraded. I don't know if it tells me which it was, but thank you, appreciate it. So B. Allen Hart says, I only watched the first 2 episodes of Naomi. I would say if you're someone who is a casual viewer of the shows, you probably know within the first couple episodes if it's something you want to see, and then maybe you'll find out later on somebody will say, oh, it got better, and then you'll go back and continue watching it. I think Naomi, for me, has all the ingredients of a show that I would watch, and I think it's got a lot of really good positive things happening on that show. It's just not as polished as I want, and it's also speaking, I think, to a slightly younger audience than what we normally get on our Arrowverse shows, because it's not Arrowverse, so trying to compare it to that. But I really truly feel like Naomi is like a 25 and under crowd, and that's fine. I think that crowd will probably enjoy it. Maybe I don't know. I'm not going to speak for people 25 and under, but I will say it's just one of those shows where the contents of the show aren't really working, and it's a very slow burn. Very, very, very slow burn. So I'll go back and watch it once it's done, or if something big happens. But otherwise, What's up, PM Production? You're actually here at the beginning of a stream. That's it's unusual. So now Robert says, Naomi, I feel it was the best yet. She actually, the first time I felt like her parents actually gave a shit about her. Yeah, so that's another thing, is that the acting for me is a little I don't know. I think it was Lance who said he fell asleep watching it on Twitter. Yeah. Laura says, I believe the picture from Cantergraphs about Superman and Lois. I believe it bizarre version of Superman and Jonathan because of the picture. So that's one of the theories about that. Those set photos is that we're seeing like a view of that world.
Well, the thing is that if that was episode 10 they were filming, episode 10 title came out today, and it's Bizarros in a Bizarro World.
Okay.
So chalk away to that.
All right. Well, there we go. MC says, Naomi's such a slow burn of a series. It's slowly improving, but not quite good yet. Yeah, and the problem is, I think when it comes, like a show that's like Naomi on a streaming service has the, I guess, privilege of doing something more like what Naomi's doing, but on a network, they have to be a little bit more worried. Although I will say that Naomi, I think the numbers have been okay for Naomi. So I don't know if it's, I'm not sure how that's doing.
Guess what I'm eating, Eric?
Crisp. Are you eating crisp?
They're not chips. They're similar, and you got them in a package.
Oh, what? It was one of the ones you got for me?
Yeah.
Is it the was it starts with a T? Twisties?
No. S.
Okay. Oh, I don't remember what the S one was.
Shapes.
Oh, okay.
Wait, did I get you? Maybe I got Ben them.
You did. You got me the ones that are like called Twisties or Twisters or something like that. I remember those. So, Citizen Tim Scott says Legends must be strangely profitable for the CW. So the thing about Legends is, and we've talked about this off and on over the years that it's been on, it's not gaining viewers, but it's not losing viewers. So it's one of those shows where they're like, it's doing good because it's not it's not losing people. This is the same thing that happened with Supernatural. Supernatural went on for so long because their viewers were loyal. They just kept watching the show. I think everyone who has stopped watching Legends for what it is has been gone for a while. Like I stopped watching regularly like two and a half seasons ago. So I think everyone that's watching it now loves it for what it is. And so they're okay with that. So I mean, Legends is a very safe bet for the CW. They don't have to worry about it. And also with this acquisition sale thing they're trying to do, the more shows they cancel, the worse it looks for them. So there you have that. Are you even caught up with Legends, or did you only watch the clips from the Reverse Flash episodes? I don't know if you even bothered to watch the episodes or not.
Yeah, I can't remember the last episode I watched. I'm pretty sure I started the season, but I can't remember. I'll probably watch. I might watch next week's episode. I might just watch clips to see what this done on Fast on character is.
Jordan said, I saw people saying that Legends' final episode could be next week because the last few episodes it felt like it's ending. Legends is like, I'm never gonna say I feel like it's ending soon. I'm never gonna say that anymore.
We've been saying that for the past like 3 or 4 seasons. And
yeah.
Eric ends up doing a trailer reaction and getting angry.
Yeah. All right, so this is from this week's Batwoman. I mean, I have a Batwoman review that I have to do. I literally watched the episode right before this live stream because I worked last night and then I had a bunch of things to do today. So I finally had a chance to sit down and watch it. So I'm going to put that review up for tomorrow because I'm still enjoying Batwoman right now. Yeah, very edgy. But this week's episode was a little, I mean, you're not watching Batwoman anymore, right? You've kind of passed on that one.
No.
You stopped watching that a while back. I saw you tweeted out the picture of the behind the scenes of the Joker from this week. And it's a good thing that he was not on camera in that makeup and that hair. That was not... Everything from the neck down looked fine. But they went very, very like, let me see. I think there's a picture on your... let me go to your Twitter where everybody goes for the hot takes.
I think that's the DJ Eric.
No, that's Page's Twitter. That's where everybody goes for all the crazy and wild opinions. Anyway, so we're gonna look at this picture here. I know it's somewhere else, but I know exactly where it is on yours. So there we go. So this was the Joker from Batwoman this week, and I know it's hard to see here, but I've actually like blown up the picture so I can see better. The makeup is a very light, almost Halloween makeup, and it doesn't look very good. It's kind of patchy. But the thing is that this character was seen in a blurry, out of focus shot, and then from behind in a bus driving scene, a flashback. So there wasn't really a lot of reason to like go over top. I think the costume from the neck down is totally like classic Joker, like 80s.
It's like Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
It's like Jack Nicholson.
But people are like, oh, it's a comic accurate Joker. I'm like, almost every version of the Joker has been a comic accurate version of the Joker. There's been so many Jokers in the comics. The only one that wasn't really a comic accurate Joker is the Joker movie that we got, because that was a completely new version of the character. Yeah. So this is just a classic Joker. It's more of a 50 years ago Joker type look when he first started with the trench coats and everything. So I'm okay with it. People want him to come back. I don't know. I think Batwoman's going all in on Marcus's Joker. So I don't expect to see this. Plus, we know that DC is very stingy about what they allow the Joker to do on screen.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's everybody think about this Joker? I'm curious if anybody loves it or hates it or... Yeah. See, remove this. Stop sharing. There we go. Let's see. Like Quinlan's reaction, gold face. Yeah, that's the same reaction for me. All right.
Except yours is smiling, laughing emojis.
Oh, really?
Because those are your reactions when you watch the episode. You're so happy to see Goldface back.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Loves Dollface.
Okay, so here's another thing. I want to say this about Alice, and I'm going to go in very, very hardcore on my video.
Uh-oh.
They don't know what to do with this character. They don't know what to do with her because they spent the last 5 episodes of the season trying to redeem the character, only to take her all the way back to the beginning of what her problems were. Like, why go through all the trouble of doing that if you're just gonna... I'm so mad about, like, I was actually starting to really enjoy the Alice storyline, and then they just said, you know what? We don't want her to be a character that gets along with everybody. We don't want her to fit in with the rest of the team. We just want to take her back to season 1. And they keep doing this with her. So I have lost all hope in Alice ever being a character worth doing anything with at this point. Naruto, since you've stopped watching Legends again, I'm guessing you don't really care about spoilers. No, I don't think there's anything Legends spoilers that matters unless you're watching Legends. So, no, I don't care about spoilers. Other people might. But I would be mindful about that. Oh, Paigey with the Apple TV Flex for $1,000. Oh.
Definitely wasn't 1,000. It's 250 in Australia. It must be like 150 in America.
Yeah. Cody with a $5 super chat. I definitely think Naomi is way too slow to be a network show. That's my own, like, honestly, I could deal with everything else going on with Naomi if I could binge it. If I could do like a pocket of 3 episodes at a time, I think the show would be a better viewing experience for me.
And that makes you wonder how it's going to go on HBO Max.
Yeah.
When it hits there.
I just think that the way the show is designed, it feels like it belongs on a streaming service. Maybe that's the way they're doing all, like, I think maybe because these shows will be going to HBO Max later, that's why they're doing it. They're just like, it's going to be on a streaming service eventually, so why?
Well, you know what the thing is that obviously Ava DuVernay, made it. Mm-hmm. And she's either done films or she's done Netflix series, which you could binge straight away. So she's never been in the network TV model. We have to design your show about obviously getting people, interested in what you're putting on a week-to-week basis, but then also giving them a reason to watch the next week. And the pace is never there. Like, my biggest issue with Naomi isn't the story. I know Eric has an issue with the acting. It doesn't really bother me really at all. Yeah. But the pacing is the biggest issue.
Well, that's the thing is, even though I've complained about the acting, for me, it's just the speed of the show. Like, I just feel like the show is too slow. Plus, I will say I'm very disappointed in the hiding of action in the series. They do a really good job of, like, making sure that you don't see a full battle or you don't see a character doing something with powers. Like, we get a little bit of it, but not a lot. And ultimately, these are superhero shows. So I want to see powers.
They could be saving the budget till towards the end of the season when Naomi gets more into it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Look, Laura says I tapped out on Naomi on episode 3. Yeah, there we go. Naomi has good ingredients, but the wrong proportions. That's a good way of putting it. Cal, I think eventually Naomi will get better. Maybe. You guys have a lot of opinions about Naomi tonight. I feel like this is weird. We do the after party and literally nobody ever talks about it. So I think it's kind of interesting that everybody sort of is talking about it. This is a good question. You think Naomi will get a second season? Based on the numbers they're getting on the CW, I don't see why it wouldn't. It's actually doing pretty decent, all things considered. But I don't know like what kind of contract deals they have with Ava and how that's going to work. Do you suspect Naomi will get a second season?
The only reason that makes me think it won't is they might be tossing up, like if keeping Naomi stops them from doing, say, Justice U, because it might be this whole thing of too many DC shows or just not enough space for a show, would Naomi get the cut because of that? Would they be tossing up which one do we want to keep?
Yeah. All right, Victor here with the $4.99 super chat. Hello, what did I miss? I don't know, Naomi chat, some stuff about the Joker.
Eric did a twerk.
Yeah, a little bit. So Paigey, what's your take on maybe Superman not being part of the Arrowverse, and could these have a tie with the Flash season? So I did this video based on an article, and I think people misread what I was talking about in the
People
video.
read the title and then just didn't watch the video. That's
Right, but the
welcome to
actual
YouTube.
yes, but I made a point of making sure that I put a question mark on it, and then say Tyler Hoechlin talks about, you know, some theories or whatever, because I wanted people to actually like to go, okay, what does this mean? Let me watch the video. And that's why I think a lot of people get confused on how you title videos. There could be things where if I was like, you know, confirmed in all caps, you know, Superman and Lois not in the Arrowverse or whatever, that would be misleading, and I would feel bad about doing that. But I think asking the question based on what Tyler said is a legitimate video.
Well, for example, I did a video like I think late last week, or it was on the weekend, something like that. But it was based off an interview that Casey Bloys did, the HBO Max dude did, and the video was like Arrowverse shows move to HBO Max ? Because that's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to move to HBO Max?
Right.
And then it was like HBO reacts to the CW thing, which was the content of the interview. And everyone just read the title as if I was saying that they're going to the CW. I'm like, hold on, rewind. I can't put a description. I can't dictate my video and put it all in the title. So it's what, 100,000 characters.
Right.
You only get 120. I think
we live in an age where people look
actually
at titles and they just assume that's the like. This is why we have so much trouble with sites like We Got This Covered and all these other places, is you have to actually know that the title and the article are two separate pieces. Like, yes, the title itself is leading you into the article, but you should want to know what the article is, or you should want to watch the video.
And also, people don't know what people actually don't know what clickbait is. People think because they watched the video and they thought that you were saying, like, for example, you were saying that, oh, it was a confirmation that Superman was not in the Arrowverse. They was like, oh, Eric, this is clickbait. But it's like, no, it was just the question. Clickbait would be saying, like, you know, putting Supergirl in a Superman and Lois review or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of a shade. But or you're just saying, like, I don't know, whatever it is, like, it's just not there. Like, doing a video about, oh, the world's fastest jet, and it's about the world's fastest car. Like, that's clickbait.
Yeah.
Or even just like a fake trailer or something like that.
My video was basically just a rewording of the title of the articles that were talking about the same quote from the Vancouver.
You know what we need? We need you, like, we need some like sort of like visual signifier on your thumbnails. So you with a thumbs up means legit video, no clickbait, and a dab on the thumbnail means you're entering dangerous territory.
Well, you know what's funny is I had the same issue. And you did a video, so you didn't do a video about the Tyler Hoechlin quote, but you did a video about the super.
It's in my notes, Eric. It's
well,
but mine will be a different take. Mine's going to be mine actually might be the edgy one.
Okay, well, we'll save that for your edgy video. Yeah, but I'll say I got a similar response when I did my Superboy video, because people were mad that I was somehow spoiling something that I like. So first of all, we all knew Superboy was eventually coming to the show, right? We know that was going to happen. They've been teasing it since the very beginning of season 1 with Jordan, and these pictures were all over the place. So I went out of the way in my thumbnail to use a comic book picture of Superboy, a blurred out picture of the photo that Canada Graphs took, and a behind the scenes photo from Crisis, to not give away exactly who it was or what the suit actually looked like in total. So I was like, that's what I want to do. So people got mad. They're like, well, you should have titled it blank revealed and something else. And I'm like, well, then how would I have even advertised that video?
You may have just not made the video.
Right. Because if I can't put Superboy in the thumbnail, if I can't put Superboy in the title, how would you even know what the video was about?
Yeah.
So it's like these unreasonable expectations. Secondly, our channels talk about breaking news in the Arrowverse. Like if something comes out and it's breaking news, chances are one of the two of us, and sometimes both of us, are going to talk about it in a video.
Yeah, like I have this rule on my YouTube channel, which I've said in a video, but I don't like. It'd be pointless for me to mention it every single time because it's just stupid. I shouldn't have to. But my whole thing with my channel is, if the show has been out for like 18 hours and you haven't watched it yet, then you don't care.
That's basically a full day.
Or
You're giving
if
them
you
a full
don't have
day.
time to watch the show, then you shouldn't be on YouTube watching stuff.
Where you're subscribed to
offense if
channels
you-
that talk about the show. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, like no offense if you've fallen into that, but at this point, like it happens once.
Mm-hmm.
Shame on you for happening again. Like it's not
Yeah.
my fault. You know, I always wait 18 hours before, like say some big thing happened where like a villain got revealed on the Flash or something. Oh my god, we didn't know this was happening. What a surprise.
Yeah.
I would wait 18 hours until I would make, which would usually be around after an episode would be around the time I would upload a video anyway, but usually be a trailer breakdown. But even after that, if there was no trailer, that I would wait, that would be around the normal time I would upload a video anyway, that 18 hours. And that's enough for every time zone, whether it's Australia, America, Europe, or whatever, to have watched the episode after you've been to school, after you've been to work, after you've been to the toilet, whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, I have a question then, based on that, because so two things. I have a statement and a question. Well, first of all, Victor, Pagey's video is coming out soon, so he'll talk about that, his thoughts.
Yeah,
on
I
video,
probably not tomorrow, probably the next day, maybe.
Okay.
It was going to be tomorrow's video, and then something came out today, which took precedence.
Okay.
Precedence.
So thank you for the super chat. He'll address it there, but I have a statement and a question. So I will say this to anybody that's watching right now. One of the hardest things to do for me, and I don't know if it's the same for you, is what do we do with our reviews when we put them up so quickly? Because I always do my Superman and Lois reviews within like 2 or 3 hours of the episode ending, usually, unless there's a delay for some reason. It's hard for us to come up with a title and a thumbnail that doesn't completely spoil the episode. That's like, there's some people in the bubble of our, content creators that don't care if they spoil something right away. I try to be very mindful of that when I'm doing my videos and my thumbnails. So for me, the most difficult time isn't the day after, it's the night of, usually, like trying not to spoil anything. So I was wondering, and I've never asked you about this, have you ever gone back and updated a thumbnail or a title on a review to spoil something after like a day has gone by, or do you always just leave it the way it is?
No, I don't think I've ever gone back and edited a video within like 20 minutes of me uploading it, because I'll spend another, like, the thing is, even though I get my videos up pretty quickly, I will still spend 5 to 10 minutes making sure I've got the tags right, the descriptions right, the titles right, the thumbnails right, everything like that. And I try and multitask, like while my video is rendering out of my editing program, I'm making the thumbnail. While I'm uploading, I'm still making the thumbnail and everything like that. And while it's uploading, then I'm making the title and everything. And sometimes I'll try and make the title up, like before I even start editing and everything like that. Because, and also like, like for me, it's pretty easy what a title is. It's like just generally what the main storyline was. If there was a big moment, then you can sort of think, is it a spoiler? Is it not? If it is, then you sort of try and cover that up. But like sometimes it's like, it's so obvious who it was that's saying, like, for example, PM Productions you put the spoiler. Sometimes you do that and it's so obvious, or someone might put spoiler and then the thumbnail they'll just put what happened.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean that's the thing, is like that's the problem, is if we redact something from the title, is it going to still be in the thumbnail? And if we're going to put it in the thumbnail, there's no point in redacting it from the title.
The only example where that's is if someone gets like an email notification. But I don't know, like I don't know, like, because, and even like the YouTube notifications that come up on the phone, because you can't really see the thumbnail, especially on those YouTube notifications. You can just see the title. Yeah. So
I still try to be careful about it, but it can't be 100%.
But even then, I go into uploading a video that the majority of people, like the vast majority, like over 80%, if they're going to see your video to potentially click on it and watch it, it's going to be actually on youtube.com or like a YouTube app where you can properly see the thumbnail, where you can properly see the title, everything like that.
Yeah. Plus, if I put like first look at Superboy and you haven't looked at the video, then just ignore it. Like, I mean, that's the best thing I can tell you.
And it's not it's not like you wrote, like, as I said, you can only put so many things in the title. There's only so much you can spoil.
We
And even
use
then
like
with the Superboy stuff, it
revealed
was
and
set photos.
confirmed and exposed. Those kinds of words kind of tell,
Exposed.
yeah, hashtag exposed. We use those kinds of words because they fill in the gap for something that would be a spoiler. Because if we put like, say for example, you know, we had actually had Doomsday. If we had like Doomsday defeats Superman with his plan to steal kryptonite from the base and put it into like a metal gauntlet. If that was the title, that's first of all, it's a long ass title. But secondly, that would be a title that would give away too much. But if you put like Doomsday defeats Superman revealed, we're leaving off the important part of that, which is how he actually did it. Because I think a lot of times in these shows, you know how things are going to go. So a lot of it isn't a huge surprise.
No.
So we kind of went off on a tangent there. Let's jump back onto some fun topics here. Robert says, I was watching Superman and Bizarro fight closely, seeing if his cape got torn, but no, the material would be Kryptonian. Wouldn't it be almost as indestructible as him? So if not Bizarro, he damaged. So basically talking about damaging like Kryptonian clothing and stuff like that. I think it's just whatever the writers decide to do. I know that's not an answer you want to hear, but I think it pretty much comes down to who's fighting who and what the writers think they're capable of. That's pretty much it, right? I mean,
yeah, it's pretty much, and like you never know, it could be something made from like a kryptonite weapon or something like that.
Yeah,
kryptonite shrapnel.
Cody says, he says based on the latest Legends episode, season 8 might be it. Spirit Halloween store Joker, talking about the Joker picture from a while back. CW gets Joker, but in Titan season 3 couldn't get Joker. I think
got Joker, but like it wasn't like it was like what, the rear of Joker?
Yeah, it was a blurry image of him with the buzzer and then him in the driving a bus. That was pretty much it. Alice is still there. Haven't watched the season 2 4. Yeah, Alice is still there. Quindlen says he looks okay to me. I don't watch Batwoman, so my opinion isn't great because I don't know his character. It wasn't bad. The makeup could have been better, but the problem is I'm comparing it. I'm giving him crap for the makeup, considering that you couldn't even really see the face. So I'm not going to be so critical. Cal, do you think Alice will leave the show? Alice is a character that a lot of people love, and that's why they keep her around. But they will not let her character progress. She's had no character progression at all, because every time she moves forward, they just reset her. So that's why I think, it's a tough call. So, and I would ask Pagey, but he's not watching Batwoman anymore. So, Laura says, you think Alice and Marcus will join forces next season? If Marcus is still around. Stargirl season 1 was an original design for streaming, but it never seemed like slow burning. Well, Laura, I don't think that your show has to necessarily be a slow show for streaming. I'm just saying Naomi seems to me like the slow pace of the show is more it feels like it would be better for streaming because you could watch multiple episodes in a row.
Yeah, but also Stargirl was designed to be released weekly.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same as Naomi. It's not.
Yeah.
I think when like Eric said streaming before, he's talking about like Netflix where they drop a season in one go.
Right. Like you can watch it at your own pace.
But even now, Netflix drops some shows week by week.
Week by week is unfriendly as it is for viewers. It's better for the services.
Yeah.
Because they get more trending and they
Because it also it just means like someone can't just spoil the entire show for someone within and like ruin the experience.
Right.
Because someone could sit there, it's 8 episodes, they just sit there for 8 hours straight. Oh, I've got it, I can spoil it for someone who only watch an episode a day or something.
Right,
take a week to get through it.
Robert says, how long do you think Jonathan changing his behavior over the inhaler will last? I mean, I'm assuming a couple episodes. What do you think? I don't think they're going to drag that on too long. I think that the family will notice pretty quickly.
What are we on now? 5. So we got... I don't know. It's weird. So much has happened this season on Superman and Lois already, and we're only a third of the way through the season. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I hope we don't get to a similar thing like last season, because even though season 1 was really good, I think everyone can agree, like, once we got to like episode 12 or 13, that felt like the finale, and just felt we got like this like 2 or 3 episode epilogue at the end. It just felt a bit weird because it just felt like, because like Morgan Edge gets defeated at one point, and then he's not defeated, he escapes, and it felt like a little bit like a restart. And I still thought it was really good, but I think a lot of people just thought it ended at that point. So I wonder if it'll feel like a more definitive end when we get there.
Yeah.
For at least that storyline. But I'm just curious, like I can't see this Ali Alstrom being this big bad. And then if she's not, then who is? And if it's not Bizarro, then is it someone that was?
Yeah, because there's
kept
not a lot of
away?
time left to set up anything.
Is it meant to be
else. I
some
mean,
sort of like bait and switch where it's a Doomsday from Bizarro world? That's like the because I already did the Doomsday thing at the beginning, so is it meant to be like a?
Well, here's
Oh,
the deal.
actually,
We
it was
know
Doomsday
we
the
won't get
entire
a
time.
comic accurate Doomsday thing because now they've already used it for this bait and switch. So I don't know. Buddy says, just got here. Hey, everybody. How are we doing? Hello, buddy. Random thought. Do you guys think if Grant has his cameo in the Flash movie, will it be the same scene from Crisis, but a little different? I don't think they'll use that in the movie, right? The scene from Crisis. Because it would feel
something. They could do
out of
something
place,
where
right?
they could do something where Grant remembers it or something like they both remember it.
Yeah.
And they flash back to it quickly. But I don't think they'd actually reuse it like the entire scene.
Yeah, and the other thing is I feel like as a big fan of Grant's Flash, I'm probably good like if you're in the theater and you don't watch the show, you might be a little confused, but I think a lot of people are going to be super excited if he shows up on the screen. And I'd actually be surprised at this point if he's not. Robert says Superman and Lois has not had a bad episode yet. They landed them all in each week. All I want is more. They've had some like not great, stupendous episodes, but I think every episode has been better than average, in my opinion. Let's see. Oh, Sean Stackhouse is here, and he's got 2 back-to-back super chats. I think it's all one question. So he goes, "Why is there so much loyalty to the CW when it's DC? When HBO Max is the perfect home?" I don't think there is loyalty, right? I mean, the CW gets a lot of shit for their shows.
I think it's more like Warner Brothers' loyalty to the CW in regards to them having DC properties. But the answer is because the CW kept DC live action alive.
Yeah.
It was incredibly successful and very, very profitable when you look at the live action stuff that was going on. You had Man of Steel, then BVS, then Suicide Squad, then Justice League.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only thing really in there that was like critically and financially overly successful, I guess Suicide Squad was financially successful.
Yeah.
The only thing critically successful was Wonder Woman. But the Arrowverse kept DC, like no one ever like did sort of like things with like Superman and those type of things. It was all the Arrowverse stuff. It was the most popular live action DC thing.
Yeah.
And then like they tried to do DC Universe and just like Doom Patrol really doesn't have that much of a foot on the ground, and Titans trends for like a month a year. Because it's really only popular when it goes on Netflix internationally.
I know a lot of people don't want to believe this, but I think the CW is also unique in the fact that I don't think Marvel has been able to repeat what they did, because they tried to do something like the Arrowverse shows with Cloak and Dagger, and that show didn't work.
Well, even just like the Runaways and everything. Like, wasn't Runaways meant to cross over with
Cloak and Dagger?
Was it Cloak and Dagger? Did they end up doing that?
I think they teased it, but I don't think there was a full. I can't remember. I watched all the seasons, but I don't.
One of them didn't get renewed or something, and it didn't happen.
Cloak and Dagger didn't get renewed, and that was what I think the problem was, because at that point we already had the season of Runaways out, and they had intended to continue going with Runaways, but then Marvel's TV division got the axe. So I think that's what happened. They were meant to cross over, and I think Runaways and Cloak and Dagger were supposed to be the equivalent of like the CW shows, but they were on 2 different places. Cloak and Dagger started out on Freeform, which died, and the Runaways on Hulu, so it made it kind of difficult for those 2 things to like work. But I think whether you love the shows on the CW or not, they've done something that other brands have not been able to do. What other brand has been able to successfully do these yearly, well, semi-yearly crossovers with like 5 different shows? And
I think the only ones are those like Chicago Police or whatever, like the Chicago Hospital, those series, which even then their crossovers are just like a big explosion or something. So all the different departments have to go there. I think it's those type of shows that like really have the crossovers.
Yeah,
like look, like Marvel did Defenders on Netflix, or Netflix did Defenders, I guess, and it just didn't really work.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you could argue that HBO Max is a better place, but the reality is that HBO Max is good for content that they're willing to invest their money in to bring in subscribers, whereas the CW is a distribution platform. So it's two completely different business models, I believe. Is that fair to say? I think it's two different things in terms of the way Warner Brothers sees it. Because they want syndication on the CW shows. With the stuff on HBO Max, it's theirs. They own it, and they're the only
I can
place
tell you
that's
this.
distributing it.
It's not a surprise that they have Belanti sort of intertwined with like what they're doing. Like Walter Hamada has connections to Greg Berlanti now because he wants to use what the Arrowverse did with what Berlanti did with the Arrowverse on the CW, and try and intertwine that into the films. And while creating your own show and stuff, it's still connected and feels in a larger universe. Because Marvel's main aim is to be a connected universe,
right? Which is why they kind of axed the TV division and did their own thing on Disney Plus.
But DC is trying to be like what's the word? Like it's like each movie is its own thing, but it feels like it's in a connected universe, which is what the Arrowverse did.
Right.
I'm not saying they're straight up copying it because it's theirs anyway. So they're just taking some of that work and use it again.
Yeah.
Which should be successful. Because you don't want to feel like they're just trying to shoehorn everything in. And then when there is like a connected movie, which whether it's a Justice League movie or just an event movie, whatever it is, you know, it feels like they are in the same world.
Yeah. So Laura says there's a Screaming Ant article about Batwoman photo with Sophie at Laurel Lance's grave. I saw the tweet about this. I don't think it was in the episode, or at least I didn't.
No, they said it was just a spare prop, and they decided to put it in the graveyard.
Yeah. So they thought it was fun. I don't. If this would have been in the episode, I would think people would have flipped out. Like they would have been like, "What? Why is her headstone in Gotham?" Which was kind of the confusing thing. It was kind of funny. Though.
Michael Keaton just posted a photo of the silhouette of him in his bat suit on Instagram.
Oh, well, let's go check it out.
Let's
go to the gram. Michael Keaton on
the
Instagram.
Gram. Are we getting all technical now?
Yeah, you know.
The gram. Sorry, I'm not hip enough to use that terminology.
Is it a picture or is it a story? Oh, it's
a picture.
All right. Oh, this is I thought it was something else. This is kind of underwhelming, but I'm going to share it anyway.
I said it was a silhouette.
I was excited.
Or the shadow.
You got me really excited for this. I was like, all right, well.
Oh, look. I tell you,
you oversold this. You said
I didn't sell. There was
no.
No selling. It was me just telling you.
If you want to see this at high quality, if you want to see a shadow at high quality, head over to Instagram. I will say this, and this is no offense to like the big Batman fans, but there'll be like a video, 50-minute video breaking down that silhouette on like 20 people's channels. So it's kind of funny.
The ears are more pointy,
I guess. Let's see. We're moving through the chat here. We're going to be wrapping this up in just a bit, and then we have an announcement to make. We have something fun we're going to be doing, kind of edgy after this. Let's see. Farzad said, I've been getting a bunch of spoiler thumbnails from the latest Superman and Lois episode, but just ignore it and every discussion to it. What would have been the spoiler thumbnail from this past episode? I'm trying to think.
Maybe the only thing I can think of that would be a spoiler would maybe be Bizarro in the Talrose Fortress, you know, where they had him in like that surrounded by the ex-kryptonite or whatever it was.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of, maybe.
Welcome, Flash Freak. There's no Ben here tonight, so you don't get to like give him crap. Cal with the super sticker of popcorn. Thank you so much, Cal. Appreciate it. Flash Freak says, I have a Superman and Lois theory. What if Jonathan X Kryptonite used jumpstarts his genetic powers? See, this is what I want it to do, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. Because I don't think they want to just give him. Okay, so let's go a little bit further in this very briefly. What if he stops taking it, it's detrimental to him? So they have to keep letting him take it because once he started taking it, maybe his Kryptonian physiology makes it so he has to have it. Like, and so he's always has powers because he has to use it all the time. I can't imagine them just giving him his powers at this point. Maybe they will. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Will they go with the edgy message of take drugs and you die?
Yeah. So Naruto says, and Cody said, Cloak and Dagger and Runaways season 3. So yeah, they must have set it up and then never.
So you didn't watch it?
No, I said I think I watched all the episodes. I wasn't sure if I watched all the.
Oh no, because okay, I thought they said they were in season 3.
Yeah, maybe they are. I don't know. When the show got canceled, I believe before the season came out. So I was like, well, I don't see any reason to.
Oh, well, Cloak and Dagger got canceled before Runaways season 3.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
Pretty sure that's the. We'll see. I don't know. I could be wrong. Robert Blake says, I'm both nervous and excited about the Penguin show and hope it opens up a new style of Batman's Rogue Gallery, coterie of supervillains. A Penguin show. Was that announced?
Yeah, I think it's.
Is it a
they're
prequel?
They're doing Gotham 2.0, and then the Penguin show. Except I'm curious to see. Like, this is the thing I'm curious about with this. Actually, you know what? We'll save it for that thing we're doing later. Because
okay.
I'll give you a tease. I think we're gonna. I was gonna message this to Eric, but I think I was propose this to Eric, not marriage proposal. But what do you think? We'll talk about the MCU and the DCEU and our thoughts on the future of them and stuff.
Absolutely, that's what I was thinking. That
Yeah.
and then some of the drama around it because there's a lot of drama. So I feel like that would be a good
drama alert nation.
Because over there,
the Arrowverse Keemstar here. So
yeah, I don't have to watch my language on that, so that'll be good.
Oh, well, now you know to tune in for edgy Eric.
So I think we're catching up here. I think we're pretty much caught up. So we'll do these last few comments, and then I think we're going to wrap this up. But you guys have been very chatty tonight, so I appreciate it. Quinlan says, I love Keaton's Batman, so I'm stoked to see him back in the costume. I am too as well. But Paige, you said that actually, did you say your mom is like excited about seeing him?
Yeah, like I said, Michael Keaton's playing Batman. It's just like, oh, and that new the Batman movie. It was like, no, not that. He's coming back and he's playing him in like the other movies, like The Flash, and they're doing a Batgirl movie. And she's like, oh, okay, well, I'll go see that because I mean, that's who she thinks Batman is. And so many more people would as well. Like, I think Michael Keaton's the most famous Batman, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah. Farzad said, could you talk about how you started your DJ audio career, make a video on it? So I will do that for Team Eric members, but I'm not going to put that up on like my on my regular channel. So yeah, that's a good. Let me actually write that down so I don't forget it.
Oh, the journal.
I will do a video on that. All right. And a quick spoiler on that is it started in New York City. So
New York.
There we go. Quinton said, I like the video on the loose connectivity of Superman and Lois, though the Supergirl stands, aka Ben, aren't going to be happy. So a lot of people were aka Ben.
I love the aka Ben.
I love that too. So the thing is, like I said in my video, people keep saying, what about Diggle? What about Diggle? What about Diggle? I think I said this during the after party when that episode came on, and Paigey, maybe you remember me saying this. Diggle's role in that episode was so tiny, it could have been any character. It was a completely unnecessary cameo, and it didn't connect anything from the other shows to Superman and Lois. It was just Diggle being there and coming in to provide a little bit of dialogue when they were dealing with with Tauro. So yeah, there we go. Let's see. All right, looks like we are wrapping this up. All right, so let's talk about what we're going to be doing after this. And if you're on Twitter, or if you're not on Twitter, I should say, you might want to consider creating a quick account so you can come and join in. So Paigey, you are setting this up, so explain what we're going to be doing.
So we're going to be doing our first Twitter Spaces, and we think we're going to be trying to do this at least. We'll try for like once a week, maybe potentially just on a certain night. Could be the same night every week, whatever. But at Twitter Spaces is almost like a live stream if you haven't heard. Because the thing is, I think like you don't really see them too often unless you're on your phone. Like on the phone, there's like a section down the bottom where you can sort of just see all the ones that are currently on. But it's pretty much just a hangout space like this where you can talk and we can bring people up to voice their opinions.
It's very easy to bring people up.
Yeah, and you can pretty much like emote. You can like raise your hand or whatever, or just like message saying, "Hey, I'd like to talk," whatever, if you're in the chat. So we're thinking, well, we're not thinking we are going to do it. I'd assume probably within like, I don't know, certain time after we finish this stream.
Yeah, how long do you want to do? Like 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
Yeah, we'll give it like a 15-20 minute break between them. And yeah. And as we were saying before, we're probably going to do we will do like a Marvel MCU and DCEU future talk and our views on the future, what we're looking forward to, what we're maybe a bit edgy about, not too sure about, and then maybe just some controversy around it all and where they could lead. And then we can bring people up and they can, whether they agree with us, whether they disagree with us, or whether they just want to voice their opinion that maybe we haven't talked about, and we can do that.
And you can ask, like, that's a good place if you want to ask us questions that you don't get to ask other places.
Yeah.
That's a good place.
Or you can bring up your opinion and go, I think this. What do you think?
Yeah. So, and there's no video. So it's really
yeah.
easy. If we bring you up, you can just use the audio on your phone or your headset.
Yeah,
or
so you don't have to be on. Yeah. And I don't know. If in like future we can have like other people like co-hosts that are there the entire time. But yeah.
Okay.
That's the plan.
So that's it. So we're gonna head out. So go make sure you follow Paigey on Twitter.
And Eric, because follow both of us if you don't follow.
Yeah, so that way you'll know. Because I think if you make me co-host, it shows up to everybody that I'm co-hosting. So make sure you follow us on Twitter for that. And we're gonna head over there in about 15 minutes from when we wrap this up. So go grab a snack, take a bathroom break, whatever.
And by the way, even if you're on your computer, you can still listen to it.
Okay.
You can. I think you just have to be on your phone to talk if you want to talk. I think that's it. But you can still watch it on listen to it on your computer, and we'll send it. It goes out in a tweet when you go live and stuff.
Okay. So Laura says, do you think the kids from the school that DOG have on Superman and Lois, the kids will go to Justice? No. It'll be a separate thing, I believe. I think they're going to come up with their own complete new story for Justice U, right? Right? Do you agree with
something
that?
like that. Yeah. There could be like remnants, maybe maybe it gets mentioned, but I think that's going to be probably separate, maybe more attached to Argus, maybe or something.
Victor, if we're doing it about 15 minutes from now, depending on where you are in the world, it will
quarter
be
to the hour.
Yeah, I was going to say a quarter to whatever the next hour is when we're going to start it. And then we'll just kind of go with the flow. And if we have a lot of the length of it will really depend on how much interaction we have, because we could wrap up our conversation in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. But if you guys are asking questions, it may go a little bit longer, and we'll just kind of play it by ear. So
yeah,
there we go. All right, well, that's pretty much it. We're going to head out of here. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this month's members only stream. If you're watching right now, we have 77 people watching, I believe 70, 79, 77, something. If you're watching right now, and you want to participate in this, you can either super chat, because super chats work, or you can sign up to become a Team Eric member with the join button and get perks in the live streams and the chats. You'll be able to moderate. Eventually, I give all of my Team Eric members moderator status, some sooner than others, but everybody eventually gets it. You get emojis, you get early access videos that I don't put out on my main channel, and all of those things. And it supports the channel as well, so you don't have to worry about my lights going out. Or my internet breaking anymore, which, by the way, fingers crossed, I think I just jinxed it. I've not had any issues with that. So there we go. Anyway, we're out of here. We'll see you over on Twitter in about 15 minutes. And bring your edgy questions for Twitter.
Edge.
So.